Guys, welcome to 180 Drums. We're hanging out with Nate Robinson, and this guy's got, what lesson you got for us today, man?
Working on my weakness, foot control.
Yeah, right, your weakness, dude. That groove off the top is killer.
Nah, man. I think some people are naturally just gifted with that.
Yeah.
I think I'm more naturally gifted with my hands, so
Okay.
I have to really work hard. So yeah, this is an exercise that I actually, it was a warm-up that we used in the marching band,
Okay, cool.
and I just took it and let me try to figure out how to use it on the
So you
bass.
applied it to your hands originally.
Yeah.
Now you're applying it to your feet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's smart, man. I should do that with some more stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. And what is it that we're focusing on?
So it's gonna be groups of 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Okay.
And you're gonna focus on accents and inner beats on the bass drum, which is, that's how you can tell that it came from.
Yes.
From a hand
that's
exercise.
right. Yeah, you're making it a little bit more complicated, which is cool.
Yeah, but it helps you to really work on the control.
Yeah.
So it's a little tricky.
Cool, man. Walk us through it.
All right, so we'll start with the groups of 2. And basically what you're gonna do on each group, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the accent is gonna be the first beat of the group, and then the next beat or the next beats will be inner beats.
Okay, very cool.
So I'll play with my hands really quick so you can just kind of hear what it sounds like. So it'll be, that's the group of 2. Then 3 is, so forth and so on, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, very cool.
And,
so just that first note is accented, and then all the other strokes. So if it's 4, we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But we're doing that with the foot. Do you want to really quickly, we'll go to our foot cam. Why don't you show us what this looks like?
All right, here you go. Pardon my mistakes. This is not easy. All right, so.
Unreal, man. That seems like a really tough exercise to be able to have control of the foot.
It is.
Oh, man.
When you put speed to it, it's a monster. I have nowhere come close to mastering it.
Right.
But since I've been working on it, I can definitely feel how it's helping me just do a little, stuff that's a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
3-beat combinations and that kind of stuff. Like, I'm able to pull them off a lot better now because I have more control here in this lower part of my leg.
Yeah.
And it's just teaching you to use your ankle the same way that you use your wrist.
Very cool.
So,
Which is super challenging, man.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. I've tried a lot of this stuff, and I found that I kind of end up coming back to almost just focusing on a toe technique, but this is really cool, man.
Yeah.
What part of your foot are you using when you're trying to get the accent and the unaccented?
I try to stay on the ball of my foot all the time.
Okay.
And so I treat it the same way I treat my hands.
Right.
I will play the accented beat more like a down stroke.
Right.
And then I try to play the other beats more like upstrokes.
Very cool.
But I try to keep my technique the same way that I do in my hand. So I'm trying to keep my foot right in that same spot, right on the ball of my foot. I try not to pick my heel up too much, which is a bad habit that I used to have.
Right.
So that's a work in progress.
Very cool, man.
But yeah, it's just treat it just like I treat my hands.
Yeah. Do you want to isolate your foot for a minute and just show us that exercise again? Maybe just pick one of the groupings, like say the 4-1 or the 3-1, and just show us those notes really slow.
Okay. So let's take the 4.
Now, an important thing to know with you too, and this has got to be your jazz influence, is the fact that you're feathering the bass more than you're turning the beater.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Talk about that, man. What's the importance of that?
That is something that I picked up from from some jazz drummers. Like, that's a tough thing to do too.
Yeah.
It's just like really just feather it. It's one of the advantages that those guys had is they those big really cushiony.
I saw a
beaters.
pic. You're using one of those in on your kit, are you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Cool.
I do because it's I play hip hop.
Right.
I just like that sound of having less attack on the front.
Very cool.
More of a.
More the 808.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
So that was another one of those jazz influences. Like, oh snap, I could just use this. So it was
And
a natural thing.
who are some of your inspirations, man, with the jazz stuff?
Man, Tony Williams, like, yeah.
He's insane, man.
Yeah,
How
that's
many
like
other-
way
how many
over
other
here.
Kids are playing with Miles Davis, right? At the time.
He was
It's
like
insane.
17 when he first started playing with Miles.
Wow.
So that's way over here on the right side.
Yeah.
Definitely like the Philly Joe Jones, like the guys from like the 40s, they were just really just swinging. That's
Yeah.
how I learned the fundamentals, And then like start getting into like the Elvin Jones and all that stuff. That's when you start to take it to a whole different place.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So, yeah, but I mean, pretty much every jazz drummer that I've ever listened to, some of them I don't even know their names. Like I'm just popping in records and as I'm listening, and I'm just trying to pick stuff up from everywhere, man.
Very cool, dude. Well, why don't you play some more grooves and show this foot exercise, I guess the fruit of it. Show some of it in action.
Yeah.
All right, man. Put you on the spot.
All right. So here's a good one. The James Brown guys, like Jabba and Clyde Stubblefield, like
Come on.
a lot of their grooves, you'd always hear the bass drum thing happening,
Cool.
So it's like those little small ghost note
Dude,
things.
yeah, it's amazing. It's killer, man. I haven't seen someone actually play, like, I guess 8 notes with the kick while in a groove and throwing in other stuff.
Yeah.
Sick, man. So cool. And it's cool because I've studied a lot of those grooves too, and that's kind of like the pulse
That's
that's
what
happening.
keeps it moving. That's why it feels like a train when you listen to it. And even though it doesn't go anywhere, they're not playing a bunch of fills and stuff. Like, it does not get boring to listen to because it's just moving. And that is pretty much the trick. And then the bass player locks onto that too, and like it just creates this hump that just keeps going and going and going and going. So yeah, I stole that.
Dude, I cannot watch. I mean, guys, I have the unique benefit of getting to hang out with guys like Nate and then get to go watch you play at your gig tonight, which is going to be unreal. So I can't wait to watch that, man. But, dude, I guess that's it really for now as we're focusing on, we've got the 2, 3, 4, all the way to 6, no groupings, and making sure that first note has all the attack, and then the other notes we're focusing on, like you said, the first one's kind of a down, and the other ones are those ups all the way through.
And one little piece, which is something else I have to work on, is not like making it like that sounded pretty good, but in the course of trying to play that downbeat or that hard accent and then come right behind it with a inner beat, you can get this little sound.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
That's something to really focus on as you try to work on it.
Yeah,
Is
making sure that you get a
doesn't happen.
clean stroke off the head.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean,
It
I
is.
struggle with it. So
Well, think about it, it's such a big drum head that's moving, right? It's vibrating, it's moving. So that's all you're doing is you're leaving the beater a little bit too close.
Yeah.
And you're getting that.
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right, dude, why don't you play us out? And this has been a great lesson, dude. I cannot wait to go and work on my foot technique, man.
Me too.
That's right.